1984 by George Orwell. This is one of the most influential dystopian novels ever written. 1984 has had a profound effect on the world. Since its publication in 1949, many of its concepts have entered modern day parlance. Words like Big Brother, Doublethink, Thought Crime, Newspeak, and Room Number 101 are all part of Orwell's world. Fiction, fictitious at that point of time, but sounds and it seems to be realistic at this current point of time. If you can correlate this story with my one of the earlier video, you can connect it. A conspiracy theory of the world, which I had already done on my YouTube channel. I'll send you the link. You go through that video. You can connect this novel with my video in a more better way and in more profound way, I would say. What's more, as a result of the book, Orwellian is now a term to describe official deception, secret surveillance, and manipulation of the past by totalitarian or authoritarian state. Orwell hoped that by writing 1984, he would help stop such a state ever coming to pass. But today, if you see and analyze this novel in contemporary world, I am not talking and restricted my thought in India or Asia, I am referring the entire world. You will find his depiction of the novel in that phase is very much relevant in today's contemporary. Whatever he had predicted sounds, he was entirely visualizing the future, and he had predicted in 1945, which is happening today in the world. Few of the quotes, the important quotes of the novel, I'll let you know. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. He who controls the past controls the future. He who controls the present controls the past. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. They want to tell you war is going to be the peace. It means there will be war across the globe, which is happening in bits and pieces, and which is about to happen in a big way in days to come. Freedom is slavery. It means you are not free. You are always in chain. It's just a mindset you have to build. You are free, but actually you are not. Ignorance is strength. If you want to survive, you need to be ignorant. So ignorance is bliss, we have heard earlier, so it's like that. Big Brother is watching you. It's the elite people, a class of people who is handling the entire scene, and they're ruling the entire world. They are watching you. They have got the various method to watch you today. If you see, internets are there, your mobile phone are there, your geolocations are there, Facebook, WhatsApp, and everything what you are using on the internet. All these tools, you are given the power. They are watching you. They are having the complete surveillance upon your movement, your thought process, and whatever you are thinking as well. Doublethink means the power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. Right? Ignorance is a strength. So remain ignorant. That is the strength what you have got. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. And until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. The choice for mankind lies between freedom and happiness, and for the great bulk of mankind, happiness is better. The party seeks power entirely for its own sake. We are not interested in good or others. We are interested solely in power, pure power. Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choice. Big Brother is watching. Orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness. For all and for after all, how do we know that 2 and 2 make 4, or that the force of gravity works, or that the past is unchangeable? If both the past and the external world exist only in the mind, And if the mind itself is controllable, what then? Power is not a means, it is an end. So whatever step they want to take or people are taking is immaterial. Final thing is end, whether they are acquiring power or not. Might is right, we have heard it long before. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. The object of persecution is persecution. The object of torture is torture. The object of power is power. So in this story, in this book, protagonists are also there, but I'll give you the summary as well, maybe in the next video. So this was just a gist of the book. I am sure you must have learned about the book, the direction, what the book is. It's about that point of time, what writer had written. It's about the future, and that future is present today. In present, we can find how things are moving up. We also see our every movement are under acute surveillance. Our steps, what we are taking, is exposed in front of the team who are chasing you. And today you don't know many of the things, but things are happening, lot of things are happening behind your back. So remain alert, but again the ignorance is bliss. You need to be happy. If you want to be happy, you have to ignore a lot of things, the movement, the happening, and you have to read the news or understand the news, what newsmakers want to make you understand. Your views are not more your views. Your views are completely get corrupted, diverted, distorted, or controlled and regulated by a group of people, the elite class of people who are ruling the world. So entire world is in chain. If you see, we only feel freedom if we want to remain free in mind. In the book 1984 by George Orwell, a character known as Winston Smith battles against oppression within Oceania. This is a fictitious place in which the ruling regime strictly follows up on all human actions with the omnipresent Big Brother. In defiance of the codes of conduct, Winston goes against the grain by expressing his opinions through a diary and starts a relationship with a lady named Julia, which was restricted at that point of time. This act attracts the attention of opposition who embark on a journey to conform to the non-conformist. Synopsis of the story goes like this. Winston Smith belongs to the outer party. He works within the records department within the Ministry of Truth. To break away from Big Brother's tyrant regime, he starts writing a diary in an attempt to retain his humanity in a cruel world. This is an illegal act that is punishable through the death sentence. One day, Winston noticed O'Brien, an inner party member. He believes him to be an ally. Similarly, he catches the eyes of Julia, a dark-haired girl working in the fiction department. He believes she is an enemy. However, a few days afterward, Julia covertly hands him a note with the words "I love you." Because openly she cannot do that because she was in complete surveillance and these things were not allowed. Winston after that makes plan to meet her. When they finally meet, Julia comes up with a meticulous plan to get them alone together. They move to the countryside where they fall in love. Both Julia and Winston believe that since they are now deeply in love, their strong bond cannot be broken no matter the circumstances. Later on, the lovebirds reveal their affair to O'Brien, whom they deem to be one of the Brotherhood members. The Brotherhood is a secret organization meant to destroy the party. O'Brien welcomes them to the organization and ensures Winston gets a copy of the book. This is an historic book authorized by the organization leader named Emmanuel Goldstein. He was a former ally of Big Brother. While Winston reads the books with Julia, they notice that there is a telescreen behind a wall painting. Immediately they get separated from each other all along. The party was aware of the Winston's act on O'Brien wasn't agent spying on him. Winston wakes up deep within the Ministry of Love. O'Brien then tortures Winston to alter his worldview and employ the double think concept. After that, Winston is taken to room number 101 to face his greatest fear, that is rats. O'Brien covered his head with a wire mesh mask and threatened to open the door to release rats on his face. He then screams, "Do it, Julia." He surrenders his last shred of humanity. In the end, Winston becomes complacent with Big Brother. In front of Big Brother, now Winston was rebellion by nature somehow. Although he was following the doctrine and whatever he was doing behind the scene he was doing, now completely he had given up in front of the Big Brother. Now you can say in other words, he was a slave, he was a yes man, or he was just a one pawn in the hand of Big Brother. He cheated Julia as well, because the time when he was running for his oxygen, or you can say his life, he has said it's not his fault, but it's the fault of Julia. So whatever action you have to take against Julia. So this novel says, maybe 1984, which is past now, but that time it was the future, things will be like in that way. You have to be the part of the world, then you need to follow the dictate of the world. There will be no democratic mindset. It will be completely totalitarian government, dictatorship approach. Maybe they'll say government is for the people or they will by the people, but actually this will complete different scenario. I hope you must have enjoyed the novel. Stay blessed, happy, and make your own views. I am just giving you my views. News be, views be. Thanks for hearing me out. Get back to you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.